Hello everyone, Spud here, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about DayZ. Now this game has taken almost 1,000 hours of my life away if you count both standalone and DayZ mod for Arma 2, not to mention how much I played on Arma 3. So obviously there's something to be enjoyed here. I love the game. I really would recommend it to any of my friends, but whenever they see me playing it, they always ask me the very same thing, and that's, how is this game even fun? You're just running around in a field, looking in the houses, and if I'm playing standalone, they'd be like, there's not even all that many zombies. And yeah, they're right. I mean, there's a lot to criticize DayZ standalone and even DayZ mod for as of right now. The horrible performance of the previous renderer and DayZ mod, I mean, you were lucky if you were getting above 40 FPS at times. And for a lot of PC gamers, that is not acceptable. And not to mention, the graphics on mod looked kind of terrible. And of course, standalone, it was getting the old renderer, it was really hard to run. And even though the new one is out, it still has its bugs. And of course, there's still no zombies. So why is it even called a zombie survival game anymore? And with all there is to hate and to dislike with DayZ right now, there is so much to love. And I find myself, especially these past couple of weeks, I've been playing it almost every day for upwards of 4 hours a day, and that's standalone. The new renderer has really got me back into the game, and even though standalone is objectively worse than DayZ mod, it's objectively worse. The increased performance of getting around 60 FPS in Cherno and well over 120 everywhere else is just too, hard for me to pass up. And I had been gone from standalone for quite a long time, so I'm enjoying some of the new weapons and content and vehicles. All in all, I mean, I've just been really enjoying the game, and I've been wanting to talk about sort of why, and why I find it so fun. And I think this all starts with what DayZ is built off of. When DayZ first came out, it was actually a mod for the game Arma 2 and its expansion pack Operation Arrowhead. Now, these games are military simulators, and they always kind of have a niche community, and I think they only really hit kind of mainstream with DayZ, because I hadn't even heard of Arma before it came out, and I probably wouldn't have played it. I mean, Arma 2 was poorly optimized, bad graphics, and really hard, and for the casual player that I was before DayZ, I probably wouldn't have liked it. But when I got into DayZ, and my first experience in the world trying to run around and figure out, first off, why it's lacking so much on a good computer, and two, just where I was and what I was doing, and I think I spawned right by Prigorod, right outside of Cherno. And I remember looking to my left and to my right and realizing that I'm not just in a game, I'm in a literal virtual world. I could go and walk for miles on end, through plains and forests and river valleys. I'd be running away from zombies and trying to hide in bushes or frantically climb a flight of stairs to avoid the DayZ mod zombies, which back then were quite deadly. And I remember getting my first pistol with a friend, and he ran it over from Electro to get it to me, and we were so happy that we both had pistols, even though they were really useless against anything other than a zombie. And that feeling, this feeling of that you're not just in a game, you're not just in this sort of gamey environment, you're in a virtual world, persists across all generations of DayZ, and that really goes to show that having a map like Trinaris, like Altis, like Takistan, and how Bohemian developers really know how to make these wonderful and expansive and believable environments adds so much to the game. Like I can't overstate how many times I would just be hiking through the rolling hills of Chernarus and just thinking, you know what, I could actually be here. And when I'm flying over in a helicopter, you can see the way that the trees are spaced, the way the forests sort of naturally slope along and just grow, and it looks so real and so well placed that the immersion is really strong. When you're walking through the forest, the trees even sway slightly with the wind and stuff, and all of this stuff, even with the poor frame rate of the previous generations and the lag and just all the issues that the engine does have, the world grounds you in itself. It becomes believable, and you don't want to leave it. And as I'm walking around exploring these environments, finding weapons, scavenging for food, medical supplies, knowing that every other living being I see is another player-controlled entity, someone who's dangerous, who could kill me just as easily as look at me, it adds tension to the game. I can understand why it'd be incredibly boring to watch, but when you're going through Cherno, and you've got 5 rounds for that submachine gun of yours, and you know that if you go for body shots, that probably won't kill him. You'd hurt him bad, but probably wouldn't kill him. The tension is so high, and especially when you get caught off guard and you went face to face with another player, or when a shot rings over your head. I mean, the adrenaline rush you get is unlike anything I get in any other game. Not even Squad or even Standard Arma gives me the same adrenaline rush. Because in DayZ there's stakes. Real loss if you die. Maybe not to you in your real life, but all those hours you spent building up your character, surviving, escaping those zombies, getting away alive, all of that will just be gone. It'll be over. And some asshole will be standing over your body, taking all of the pretty bits of loot right off your corpse. And that's right there, that adrenaline rush, that feeling of real danger that you get when you are in combat. I mean, after a firefight, win or lose, I usually find myself shaking. Just pure shaking. And, I mean, the game is an experience. It's something that you have to feel, understand. And I honestly, I mean, if you haven't tried DayZ, if you haven't played it, I don't think you can understand it, even by watching videos. Frankie does amazing DayZ videos, and people always ask why it takes him so long. It takes him like 3 or 4 weeks. Well, 1, he works a full-time job, but 2, DayZ is just a long-term game. It's not something you pick up for 20 minutes and then drop. To get anywhere substantial, you need to play for a couple of hours at the very least. And you get so invested in your character that when you do die, and you will die, it becomes just this emotional experience. And I really only rage at the game when I die to bullshit such as glitches, which happens more than I'd like to admit, and to hackers. If I die in a gunfight or I got outshot or whatever, I usually don't rage at that. But when I shoot someone in the head with a 308 Winchester and they just walk up to me and axe me, that is just bullshit. And that's what really breaks the game, and that's what makes me rage. Anyways, guys, I think this video's gone on long enough, but honestly though, DayZ is truly an experience. And with its problems, it has a lot of problems right now, guys. This is not a perfect game, but it is a game that's managed to keep my attention for well over 1,000 hours in 4 years. And I gotta say, I don't feel like I wasted any of that. Anyways, guys, if you watched, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video. Bye-bye.